Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Wow. Last night's show was awesome. I had a great time last night. Had a good wine, had a lot of news. And guess what? You want to know what we have today? A lot of news. Can't have wine. It's like early in the morning. Can't do that. Shouldn't do that. What else do we have? But we have a ton of news. We still have Bitcoin mucking around at that $100,000 mark. Just won't get past it. Just won't. Why is that? There's a lot of downward pressure. There are a lot of people out there that do not want Bitcoin going over $100,000. There's a lot of reasons why. Some of the reasons, well, let's see. Because once it goes through, if you think like me, it's just going to explode through. It won't just go through, it'll explode through. That's one. Two, exchanges don't have a lot of it left. All those private transactions, not there anymore, right? I think they're at an all-time low for Bitcoin reserves. People are starting to panic. It's starting to get there. So all these fast movers that are out there, just issuing notes so they can buy crypto, they know. And they're like, yeah, we're going to get it while we can. So if all of these big institutions are getting Bitcoin while they can, I'm just saying, you should be paying attention to that. You really should be. Now, the other day I was talking about Virtual's protocol. I'm going to talk about them today. You want to know why? $1.8 billion market cap for Virtual's protocol. Yeah. And I don't know if you realize this, but it takes a hell of a lot to reach $100,000 in market cap. We know this as a community because GrowMyBag.tv is nowhere near $100,000 in market cap yet. We still have to get that groundswell going. But GMB TV, that token, sooner or later is going to take off. Why? Because we've got a whole ecosystem built around it. We built the ecosystem before we launched the coin. So we think that coin is going to do something. But to reach that $100,000 mark takes a lot of work. We're at it, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of support. Then to reach the $1 million mark, then the $20 million mark, 50, 100 million, 500 million, and then a billion. And then there are those that sit in that 100 billion, that 1 billion to 2 billion range forever. So achieving $1.8 billion in market cap is no joke. It is no joke. We should be paying attention to that. Another one that did that, that's been around for a while, EOS. EOS has reached a $1.74 billion market cap after its recent price surge. That's a lot. There's a lot of work that goes into that. That means that you have to have a project that means something. You're doing something. There's utility to it. Or you've got a crazy cool meme coin name. But for the most part, you're putting the work in. That's what that signifies. So Virtual's protocol, EOS, they're putting the work in. Whether I like your coin or not, I will acknowledge when the work is being put in. I can't stand Tron. I cannot stand, well, it's not that I can't stand Tron. I can't stand the thought of putting money in the pockets of Justin Sun. That's just me. Right? But you have to acknowledge that Tron just hit a $20 billion market cap. The work was put in. The work is being put in. Right? So when you think about everything that's going on, you have to acknowledge the work behind it all. So I might not like Justin Sun, but Tron has been putting the work in. No doubt. What else is going on? Coinbase exited Turkey. I'm giving this global news for a reason. Just bear with me. There's a reason why you should be paying attention to crypto news on a global scale, right? I'm not saying ignore your local news or anything like that, but I'm saying when it comes to crypto and finance, you have to pay attention on a global scale. So Coinbase leaving Turkey, that's a really big deal. That's a really big deal. Because you've got to ask yourself, if the United States goes hyper positive on crypto, what are other countries going to do? Morocco must have woken up because they said, well, we've got a bill that will drop the 7-year crypto ban. I think they can see what's coming. And you're either on the right side of history or you're not. And certain countries are going to be compelled to go at least a little positive with crypto. I mean, how do you not? Know what I mean? How do you not get there? How do you not get there from here? So that's going to be a very big deal. So I'm paying attention to that. Something else I'm paying attention to. Decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Remember, I think it was Sunday I was telling you guys that you have to pay attention to the needs. If you want to really play, they call pin plays, right? Where you can identify a burgeoning space, and a pin play would be what's another space that supports that space. Well, if you're looking at crypto, what would be a pin play for crypto? Yeah, it would be DePins. It would be decentralized physical infrastructure networks. So yeah, I think those are going to do very well. And institutional investment is picking up in that space. DePin gains institutional recognition through new partnerships, like Helium, Peaq, PEAQ. That was brought to us by Mr. Big. That's just one of the coins that we're going to be discussing during the Big Bagger meeting. That's going to be December 15th. You have to be a Big Bagger member to be invited to that private video conference call. So if you're not a Big Bagger member yet, become one. Those calls, he called that 2 weeks ago. He said, guys, I'm into this, and this is why I'm into this. Go do your own research. And here it is all over the news. I mean, he called this weeks ago while we were still trying to figure out how it's spelled. He didn't call it out during the meeting. He called it out to us previous to that, and we got into it during the meeting. And here you are. Some of the benefits of being a big bagger means that you're actually having conversations with people that take deep dives into things, share with you why they're investing in this over that. It's not that they're saying this is what you have to do, but it's that sharing of knowledge. So if you want to be a big bagger and you want to be a participant in that upcoming private, it's a monthly call. It's a monthly private video conference call with all of us. Become a big bagger. Become a big bagger. Go to growmybag.tv and become a big bagger. Right? What else do we have going on? Whew, that was a lot. Then you have South Korea. South Korea has seen a shift of about $19.2 billion away from banks toward crypto and crypto-related stocks. $19.2 billion. That is huge money. One of the biggest topics that we have, between us big baggers is about the future of banking. And right now we're saying in one of the largest financial markets in the world, South Korea saw $19.2 billion leave banks, go into crypto and stocks. We ought to be paying attention to this. Again, I'm bringing you global news because crypto is stateless. Crypto is stateless. What do we mean by that? It means that no country controls crypto. Who controls the dollar? The United States, the US dollar. Excuse me. Right? So when you look at the different fiat around the world, those are all controlled by countries. Hence, fiat. Crypto is stateless. No country or state controls crypto. Now, it could be said that right now the most popular coins, or the coins that saw the biggest uptick this week, are the US based coins. Some people are calling that out. Could be. Could be. But are we seeing finally, because of the expected change in the SEC, Gary Gensler's gone as of January 20th. He said it himself. But here's a kicker. We actually might find out who the next, actually, we might already know who the next SEC chairman is. But the official announcement could actually wind up coming today. That would be a big deal. If it is a pro-crypto person, which, how could it not be, you'll get another pop. And my question is, will that be enough to take Bitcoin above $100,000? That is a very big deal. That is a very big deal. People better be paying attention. People better be paying attention. So let's go back to, let's bring it full circle, right? You people are wondering, why does Eddie always talk about this international news? It's because of things like that. Who's going up? Hedera, Stellar, Ripple, XRP, right? And who's the other one? Totally forgot it. Ripple, Stellar. Give me a minute. Let me go over here. Let's go over to the winners. There you go. Hedera, Stellar, Ripple. I'm missing one. Hold on. Chainlink is also up, right? I'm missing one. It's going to bother me now. It's going to seriously bother me right now. Because all of the coins that are working with the United States are going up. Or rumored to be working with the United States are going up. And everybody was like, oh, they're all ISO 222 compliant. No, they're not. Not all of them are. I don't correlate ISO 222 compliance with upward momentum for some of these coins. I do not. Other ISO 222 coins might be going up, but they'll be going up in sympathy with. Okay? They really don't have any news that's making them go up other than they share that one trait. Yeah. That's the big deal. That is the big deal. Hold on a second. Let's see. I'm trying to see what it... Good morning, Stitchy. Stitch came down to say good morning. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Yeah. So out of the coins that were soaring, that's why. Every coin that was out there that's talking about, oh, we're working with the United States, blah, 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 blah. We're doing this, we're doing that. Apparently, Avalanche's joined that bunch as well, which is why Avalanche started taking off. But Avalanche started taking off as well because Avalanche has a lot going on. Remember what I told you? Avalanche was the chain that was chosen by California to tokenize all of their automobile titles. That's huge. Why is it huge? Because all you need is one more state, 2 more states, 3 more states to follow that same playbook. And Avalanche goes like this and says, we are in tokenization just like some of these other coins. Technically, any coin can be used for tokenization. People don't realize that. But some coins, some projects lend themselves to that space more easily than others. Chainlink is one of them. Chainlink is one of them. So Chainlink has got a big deal with 21X. I told you that last night, right? So when you look at 21X, they announced a partnership with Chainlink in preparation for the launch of its EU-regulated trading and settlement system. Tokenization, baby. Tokenization. That's why Chainlink took off. I told you. Chainlink is going to be making bigger and better deals, both with financial institutions and banks. This was a non-bank, right? Financial institution, but not a bank. But they're going to make all those banking connections because of Swift. Because they're locked hand in hand. Chainlink made some seriously good moves. And people don't pay attention. Yeah, built on Ethereum. Just saying. Just saying. People need to pay a lot more attention to what's going on. They really, really do. And I didn't have my watermark up. It's embarrassing. So yeah, I mean, I think people need to stop and pay attention to what's going on a global scale, right? 21X is in the EU. Not the United States. It's in the EU. Chainlink is in the United States. Now you know why I keep telling you, you must look at news, crypto news, on a global scale. Because what happens over there can affect your bag over here. So if you want to protect your bag, pay attention to things like that. Something else that I would tell you to do. Be wary of anybody that's out there that says they're a crypto guru or whatever the heck, and they weren't here during the market downturn. Why do I say that? It's because everybody's a rock star when the market's doing well. Everybody's a rock star. I want you to go back and listen to the show from last night, and you'll see two people that I call out and two companies that I call out that are supposed money managers that I believe are not rock stars. Late to the game. Calling out the wrong things. Yeah. The wrong things. So be wary of who wasn't there for the long haul. Be wary of people that are telling you, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. You have the GMB3, Hum's House, thank you for the name. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits and invest deliberately. You need the first two to do the last one. To do the last two, you need the first one. They all rely on each other. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and know how to invest deliberately and do so. I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what my kids are doing, because that's what this is all about. This is daddy having a conversation with his kids. Because not all kids want to listen to daddy, yap, 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 yap. So I create these videos. That's how it all started. But I'm teaching them how to fish. I mean, yeah, daddy gives them stuff. But I'm teaching them how to fish too. And that's what I'm doing with everybody else. So that's why I tell you guys, you got to pay attention to what's going on in the big bagger meetings. Because we're all teaching each other how to fish. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should go over numbers. Let's go do that. All right, let me get my notes out of the way. Let's start over here with the GMB crypto tracker. Let's go to the losers first. The GMB crypto tracker helps me put everything in line. That's a really big deal. So who's going down? Remember, I have a 5% rule. So we stop right here. SPX at 6,900. Stop there. Everything else is below. And then you scroll down a little bit. And, a little while ago, I want to say like 5-10 minutes ago, just before I started the show, you had the winners on the loser side. Just saying. Right? That means so out of the top 250 coins, most of them are in the winners bucket. So there's nothing even here to even look at. So let's go back over here to the winner side, and wow. I've never heard of XYO Network, but it's up 190%. A GMBX factor of 1.55, never heard of them. But 190% in 24 hours? Yeah, got to pay attention to that. Moo Dang, why is that one up? 94%. They got picked up by Coinbase. And as soon as they got picked up by Coinbase, you had the Coinbase effect. Just like that. Boom. Boom. So that was a big deal. Let's see. IOTA is up 55%. Why is IOTA up? Again, all of the ISO 222 coins seem to be popping up, right? In sympathy to Hedera popping up. So Hedera is still up 52%. IOTA is up 55%. VeChain had some news about its DAO, so they're up 43%. VJ, that was for you. So Ondo is up. I have a lot of friends that are into Ondo. I put my money elsewhere. I was gonna buy Ondos. This is actually really funny. Oh, I didn't change screens. My bad. It's the worst. So real quick, here are the losers. There's nothing to talk about because the only loser is this guy. This is the only loser right here. That's it. 6.87%. Never even heard of it. So we go back over to the winners, and that's when you see some serious stuff. That's when you see XYO Network. Never heard of them, but they're up 190%. Now I got to do some research on that. Never heard of it. Got to do some research on it. They must have just cracked in, right? If you look at, where they are, they're less than $500 million market cap. That's what we're paying attention to, right? What else do you have? Mudang. Why did Mudang go up? As I was saying before, Mudang went up because it got picked up by Coinbase. And so the Coinbase effect kicked in. Boom. 94% upward momentum. Holy freaking moly. A little bit of a shave, right? Because it's brand new. A little bit of a shave. Profit taking. Never heard of reserve rights, but it's up 88%? Never heard of it. IOTA is up. Why is IOTA up? IOTA is up because HBAR is up. That's why. Moving in sympathy. So HBAR is up because supposedly they're one of the coins that are talking to the United States to work with. So they're up. VeChain is up because it had some stuff going on with its DAO. So that's going up. What is it? The V Better DAO, something like that. I forgot what it was. So that's why it's up. It's got news. VeChain moves on news, and VeChain's up 43%. Mind you, VeChain is still at a GMBX factor of 3.17, which means it's got a long way to go before it hits its all-time high. Do I think it can do it this go around? Yes. Ondo is up. It's only got a 0.07, GMBX factor. It's because it keeps hitting new all-time highs. Ondo's doing some stuff. Ondo Finance. I was supposed to buy and didn't. Then you keep going down. Who else am I paying attention to? This whole list is up double digits. Excuse me. I was talking the other day about Gala. Gala's up 21.97%, and it's still 15.16 GMBX factor. Maker is up 23%, 23.24 GMBX factor of 1.84. Do I think Maker can do it? I think so. Phantom, 23.83%, 1.79 off its, of its GMBX factor. Do I think it can do it? Yes. Who else am I paying attention to? Obviously, Chainlink, 25% on the move, on the rise at 24.77. A GMBX factor of 1.13. What does that mean to you? You can still tack on another 1x on top of where it is right now, and it still wouldn't have hit its all-time high. It would still be at 0.13. Look at that. Right here. Boom. This is what I'm talking about. We need to be paying attention to what these coins do, right? What they bring to the table and why. You're going to start hearing more about coins that have utility and less about coins that are just memes. Yes, you'll have that blowout meme coin. It's got a really cool name, really cool meaning behind it. That's awesome. It'll do well, but you're starting to hear more pickup about coins that have real utility. Pay attention. Mark my words. Keep telling you. Even Polygon is up. Holy moly. Polygon or Pol is up 27.16%. Got a GMBX factor of 0.74. Everybody's sleeping on Polygon. Why are you sleeping on Polygon? It's not that far away from its all-time high. Holy moly. Do you know how much is built on Polygon? Wow. People were bringing up Sandbox yesterday. I was like, well, I'm looking at Sandbox. Why do I look at Sandbox? The metaverse. Gaming. What's a pin play off of metaverse gaming? DePins. Do you see how you start to connect the dots once you start doing your own research? Once you start listening to the right people? This is what happens. You start gaining knowledge. You start recalling things that you researched a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and how that plays into what you're seeing now. Just saying, pay attention to these things. Yes, I see Jasmine Coin sitting here. I know it's up, but it's got a GMBX factor of 117. 117x. I'm not touching it. Other people they were talking about it. I'm not touching it. Nope, not me. Today's Tuesday. What do we have going on? Fed speak. Waller was speaking yesterday. Today we have more Fed speak. We've got some auto sales information, job opening information. Okay, not bad. Not bad for today. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 76. I don't know how it's at 76 and not in the 80s. I don't know how. With the market up being up yesterday, I don't know how. I just don't see it. That's just me. DeFi Llama, $139 billion, $139.472 billion in total value locked. Pay attention. Pay attention, folks. And look at this. Here we are again. Still bouncing. You see this consolidation? The consolidation that's happening between 93,434 and 99,655. Actually, the new all-time high is 99,000. Well, it still says 99,655. I thought there was a change, like 7 and change. But you can see but even then it would still be a small band. That's the band that we're bouncing around right now. That's where we're bouncing around right now. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to keep Bitcoin compressed in that tight of a space. It's going to explode, and it's going to explode up. That's what I'm thinking. So what am I doing? Racking and stacking. Racking and stacking Bitcoin. That's all I can do. DCA. Dollar cost average. I just keep putting in what I can afford to put in. Because that's paying me. That's paying me. I am investing in my future by putting my money someplace where my money can make money. That's what I'm doing. I'm paying myself first. That's about the only book that I like from Robert Kiyosaki. Teaches that lesson. Pay yourself first. Let's see. And if you just want to look at everything from a numeric perspective, here you go. Don't sleep on Ethereum. Ethereum is up 58%. Yesterday it was up 60 some odd percent. I'm just saying, people sleep on Ethereum and they just go, excuse me, oh, Ethereum is not doing anything and blah, 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 blah. Ethereum's at a $435 billion market cap. I mean, you have to 2x? Right? To reach that from XRP. XRP's got a long time before it surpasses Ethereum. Can it? I think so. I think it can. But it's got a long way to go. And it's got a long way to go if Ethereum just sits there. And that's not what's going on with Ethereum. It's not just sitting there. Ethereum is a part of the connective tissue, period. Period. And when you look at Solana, yeah, it's up a little bit. But some of that money went into XRP, for sure. Some of that money from Solana, some of that money from Doge went into other projects. Doge really hasn't moved all that much in a little while. It moved a lot only because of that rich guy that talks about it every now and then, and he doesn't even talk about it. He talks around it. When you look at the coins that are supposedly in talks with the United States government, it ain't Doge. Just saying, it's not Doge. Cardano, that was the other one. How could I ever forget? XRP, Hedera, Stellar, and Cardano, all talking to the United States government about projects. Voting, IDs, those are the subjects that are going. And now Avalanche, too, is in on that conversation. So 5 coins are in on that conversation. Just saying, got to pay attention. Doge is not one of those coins that's in on that conversation. That's just that rich guy playing manipulative games. Just saying, pay attention. Pay attention. Look at these numbers that are up. Avalanche. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, Avalanche is taking off. Yeah. Compare Avalanche's year to date And compare that to Ethereum's year to date. So Avalanche is getting all this rah-rah hoopla, and nobody's talking about Ethereum. Ethereum has been slowly, steadily stair-stepping up. Hits a point, stays there. Hits a point, stays there. Hits a point, stays there. That's what Ethereum has been doing. I'm just saying, don't sleep on Ethereum. Ethereum is connective tissue. XRP is about to be connective tissue. BNB chain is absolutely connective tissue. Don't sleep on BNB chain either. Cardano about to be connective tissue. Why? Because of Plutus. Their upgrade enables them to have ZK contracts that are interoperable between chains. It makes other chains what? Programmable. So Cardano has set itself up to become a part of that connective tissue. Let's not even talk about how fast it is, how resilient it is, how secure it is. Let's not even talk about that. I'm telling you right now, and I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, and that's going to be hard to do. Solana is going to trip. It's got the network gremlin. It's going to trip, and when it trips, it's going to fall hard. And that's what my fear is with Solana. I have a bag of Solana. Is my bag of Solana as big as my bag of Cardano? Nope. My bag of Solana isn't even as big as my bag of Doge. And I'm probably going to be looking to sell Doge in a little bit. I just think Doge has it moves on hearsay. It moves on a whim. It doesn't move for utility reasons. And I think there's more potential in other coins right now, greater than Doge. So I'm not really paying attention to Doge anymore. So I'm probably going to pull out of Doge. I'm going to put some in Shiba Inu. I'm probably going to put some in Stellar, some in Ton Coin, some in Sui. I'm going to be splitting up that money and choosing which slots I'm going to put it in and let it rock. Let it rock. Right? So those are probably my next moves. All right. But these are things that are moving right now. It's probably time for me to go do a top 100 talk. Like go through the top 100 coins. Not today, but I probably should do that pretty soon. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, smash the likes, tell your friends about it, and definitely become a big bagger. Why? Because when you become a big baggers, all of the baggers get answers. Right? If you're a bagger, I answer questions. I converse. I call you out. Right? If you're just a subscriber, we love our subscribers. Love them, love them, love them. But the community is growing, and I've got to be able to say, okay, who gets answered first? See what happens? So baggers get answered first, and big baggers have a really good benefit. We have a monthly video conference call between all of the big baggers where we share thoughts and opinions and ideas about what we're doing. If you paid attention to today's show, you know that Peaq was a standout. That was a big conversation weeks ago, and now it's taking off. These are the things that we're doing with the big baggers. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.